Welcome to another night in the NBA. This is your 10-minute recap of the last night of NBA hoops. A night with 6 games of NBA action, so there was some different stuff going on, and a couple of marquee matchups, at least they were supposed to be, because early on we had Sixers versus Celtics in a matchup of two of the better teams in the Eastern Conference, and in the late game was Suns versus Nuggets, a matchup of two of the better teams in the Western Conference. But they both got kind of thrown aside by injuries, because the Sixers in this game, no Embiid, no Maxey, no Nick Batum in the game for them either. The Celtics don't have Porzingis. And then in the later game, the Suns were without Devin Booker, who was out with an ankle injury. But still, I think both of the games were entertaining. They had stuff to them that was cool. And I want to start off with what I believe was the main topic, which is Patrick Beverley stepping into Tyrese Maxey's role exactly and playing like a star guard all of a sudden. Patrick Beverley, for the season so far, is averaging 3.3 points per game. Not exactly what you would call a high-level score, or even much of an impact on the offensive end. For his career, he is an 8-point-per-game scorer, but I just want to tell you how great he was in this game. 26 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals for Patrick Beverley on 10 of 15 shooting. Patrick Beverley somewhat single-handedly kept the Sixers in a game with the best team in the Eastern Conference. It was ridiculously impressive, and he's never going to let this go, because if you know Pat Bev, you know he loves to talk. He has a podcast of his own. He gets on there and he says some crazy stuff, and I think that'll only get more so as he does stuff like this, because all of a sudden he's going to think he's a star offensive player, and to be fair to him, in this game he looked like it. He was phenomenal, and he's going against the Celtics defense that has two of the best guard defenders in the entire league. Jrue Holiday, Derek White, they also have Jaylen Brown, who's a guard-ish and a very good defender on top of that, but despite that, none of them could stop Patrick Beverley, who shoots 67% from the field, 60% from 3, and just lights this game on fire. He was great for Philly in this one. I loved watching it from him because it's just not something you see super often. So when you get a rare performance like this, it's something really cool to see. I bet there are people out there that are going to say Tyrese Maxey is a system player, that you can put any guard in there and they're going to be great. That's ridiculous. Tyrese Maxey, one of the young and up-and-coming stars in the league, but I was still impressed by what Patrick Beverley did tonight. I think if this was to be the case on a regular basis, Pat Bev would not be putting up this type of production, especially with the type of efficiency, but it was a great game from him regardless, and he really stepped up when the team needed him most, which I think is really commendable and a great sign for Philly's depth moving forward this season. But let's just talk about some other stuff from this game, because Pat Bev was great, but it's not like he was the only thing going on. They get 18 points from Robert Covington off the bench, 14 from Tobias Harris, and an inefficient outing, 6 of 16. If Tobias Harris plays like his usual, or at least just a little better, I think the Sixers could have won this game without Embiid and Maxey, which would have been huge for their confidence, huge for them going forward, and just could have really set the tone for this matchup with Boston. They get 13 from Marcus Morris, 14 points, 4 rebounds from Paul Reed on 6 of 7 shooting. Paul Reed, a good young big man, very efficient. I always love when he's out there. I think he should get more run. And even in this game, only 22 minutes for Paul Reed, but he was good. Like, he made a positive impact, and I thought there was a real argument he could have played more. They also get 11 from Mo Bamba off the bench, a kind of duo of interesting young big guys playing well for Philly in this one. But I think we've talked enough about the losing team, so let's shift to the guys for the Celtics that impressed in this game. Jason Tatum leads them in scoring once again. He was tied for the lead, but 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists for Jason Tatum on 6 of 9 shooting. If he's more aggressive, I think they win this game going away. And this is a game where Jaylen Brown decided to be very aggressive, and it's not like he was super inefficient. He shot 40% from the field. It could be better, but it's not like it was atrocious. But 20 points on 20 shots is a bad look for Jaylen Brown. And if he's a little less aggressive and Tatum is a little more so, I think the Celtics win this game more easily. Maybe the $300 million is getting to Jaylen Brown's head a little bit, but 21 from Derek White on top of 6 rebounds and 5 assists. Derek White has been great for them, a plus 20. It's crazy that the Celtics had 3 starters plus double digits or better, and they win this game by 6. So the bench for them wasn't great in this game. -9 for Luke Cornett, -2 for Peyton Pritchard, and then Tatum was a -7 as well as a starter. So not all of Tatum's minutes were great, but I think that's because of how passive he was being. 20 for Al Horford, doing a great job stepping into the place of Kristaps Porzingis. And then 13 points and 6 assists from Jrue Holiday. As a team, they shot 50% from the field and 48% from 3, while they also had 31 free throws, which is insane for Boston, and would be the biggest reason why they won this game. 31 of 36 from the line. And, I mean, that is the deciding factor here in this one for sure. Kind of crazy. 20 turnovers to Philly's 16 is why it was as close as it was. Played Jaden Springer, by the way. A PSA to Nick Nurse. Please play Jaden Springer. He's very good. But the Celtics win this one, and Pat Beverley did crazy stuff in this game. But now let's shoot around the NBA, look at different outcomes, and try to get an idea of what happened on this night of NBA basketball. So, in other action from around the NBA, we did have 5 other games on the night, and let's just start off with the early one because the Magic take down the Wizards 130 to 125 to win their 9th straight game. The Magic have been phenomenal to start the year, and after this win and the Bucks loss yesterday, the Magic are the standalone 2 seed in the Eastern Conference and are only 1 game behind the Magic for the 1 spot. They also beat the Celtics earlier this year, so there's a good chance they have the tiebreaker. So if the Celtics lose and the Magic keep winning, the Magic could be the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference before long. They've been so good to start the year, super impressive. Paolo Banchero, 28 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists in the victory. The Knicks beat the Raptors in a game that they were seen as underdogs, according to Vegas anyway, 119 to 106, 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists from Julius Randle, just 1 assist shy of a triple-double. He's been really good over the past week or so. And the Raptors get 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 steals from Scotty Barnes, who continues to be great this season. The Grizzlies beat the Mavs 108 to 94. No Luka Doncic in this game, so that would be the explanation for why they won. And Kyrie Irving was not good. So when you don't have Luka and your other star struggles, you're just not going to win very often. That's kind of the lay of the land on that. It's just going to be really difficult to make a meaningful winning impact when your 2 best players aren't really performing or not there at all. 30 points from Desmond Bane in the victory, and the Grizzlies have started to win a little bit more lately and might be a sign that they're at least starting to turn things in somewhat of a better direction, and 5-13 now on the season. If they can get to let's say 11-14 by the time Ja gets back, that would be great for them. Maybe that's not super realistic. If they could get to 10-15 even, that would be great, but we'll see what that looks like for them moving forward. And then the Pelicans take down the Spurs 121 to 106, 24 points and 12 rebounds from Jonas Valanciunas, one of the most underrated big men in the league. And then in the last game of the night, Nuggets versus Suns, the Nuggets take them down 119 to 111 to move to 14-6 on the year and send the Suns to 11-8. This is the Suns' 2nd straight loss after winning 7 in a row, but to a good team, that's kind of understandable. 21 points and 16 assists from Nikola Jokic, who looks like the MVP so far this season. Kevin Durant, 30 points and 11 assists, and they also got 31 points from Yusuf Nurkic, who really stepped up in the absence of Booker. And the Suns are legit, man. They're one of the better teams in the West. They're going to continue to be competitive with all the teams they go up against, and I think that when they get all their guys back, when Book comes back, when Beal comes back, the Suns are going to be a team to watch out for. But impressive win from the Nuggets. And the Magic, again, one of the bigger storylines of the day, getting their 9th straight victory. I would say the best story in the NBA so far this season. But as I always want to do, let's get into the last segment of the night, which is the top 5 players according to the Real Sports app. I want to always do this to kind of showcase who the really impressive guys were on any given night of NBA basketball. basketball. And let's just start off with number 1, which is Kevin Durant with 30 points, 11 assists, and 4 rebounds. Scotty Barnes comes in at 2 with 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 68% from the field. 21 points and 16 assists for Nikola Jokic at number 3. Patrick Beverley, Pat Bev, comes in at 4 with 26 points, 8 rebounds, and 67% shooting. Paolo Banchero at number 5 with 28 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists. And his teammate, Franz Wagner, actually came in at 6 with 31 points and some rebounds and assists as well. But that'll do it for this night in the NBA. Another night in the NBA. Thanks for watching. Think about subscribing. I'm on the road to 12,000 subscribers, so if you enjoy the daily recaps, think about sticking around and watching some more. But that'll be it for me. So thanks for watching. I'm Herm. Have a good one.